We're joined here by James Currie, Brand Ambassador for Africa for the company ANDBEYOND. James, thanks so much for joining us today at TravelMole. So tell us a little bit, you're a brand ambassador, is it for the product Africa from ANDBEYOND? Or if you can explain that a little bit?
Sure. Really what my job entails is traveling around the country, telling the story of ANDBEYOND, formerly CC Africa, and what our principles involve, how we do things in Africa, and how we get people excited about traveling to Africa to go on safari.
So how'd you come up with the name ANDBEYOND?
Well, it's an interesting scenario. My name used to be called CC Africa, which stands for Conservation Corporation Africa. We did a lot of research behind our name, especially when we took the model from Africa outside into India, and now have plans to expand into Latin America as well. We did a lot of research trying to find out exactly what CC Africa meant, Conservation Corporation Africa. And we found two things, the research. Firstly, conservation is not a primary driver for visitors to Africa. And secondly, conservation has some negative connotations for the market which we're trying to attract. When you think of conservation, you think of staying in a room that you're going to have to kind of heat or boil your own water kind of scenario, and that's really not what we're about. We believe that luxury can be done responsibly and that people can travel responsibly. So really what we've done with the new name, and of course we've expanded beyond Africa, so CC Africa doesn't make sense anymore. So what we've done really is realize that yes, conservation is certainly a driver for repeat guests to Africa, people that are coming back to Africa, people that have seen and felt the tangible difference that we make in communities and to conservation in Africa. But it's certainly not a primary driver for first-time visitors to Africa.
I applaud you for being what I believe is one of the only tour operators here, unless I'm missing. I haven't seen too many. And I mean, would you consider yourself a tour operator?
Well, we are. We are a tour operator, and we are a lodge owner or a hotel owner in Africa as well. So we're both. We can certainly organize safaris throughout Africa. We organize safaris in India as well, and we will be doing the tour operator side of the business in Latin America as well.
So do you see any difference between the American traveler versus travelers from other countries?
Definitely. I mean, certainly on the philanthropy side of things, there's a big difference. I mean, American travelers are well known for their philanthropic intentions, and I think that certainly having 40% of our guests coming, just under 40% of our guests coming from the United States, we certainly like to tap into that philanthropic intent of our guests and make them aware of certainly the excellent stuff and the excellent work that we're doing in the communities surrounding national parks in Africa and surrounding conservation areas in Africa, but also the bigger picture of conservation, the fact that conservation now includes people. This old perception that conservation is protectionist, that we must keep people out of the conservation process is long gone. And we've certainly been pioneers in that field. We've taken the model to the next level in terms of involving communities, and actually in many cases we are the tenants and the communities in which we operate are the landlords of the whole conservation area. So I think it's certainly our aim to take that model further in Africa, take it to India, and also take it to places like Latin America.
So you were talking about philanthropists and so on. Do you, coming from America, do you work with any of the entertainment industry that is coming on your tours?
Not directly. We have a lot of travel partners that we work with within the United States. So certainly, entertainment people and people from the entertainment industry will often travel to our lodges with their preferred travel agent in the United States. So although we are a tour operator, we also protect our relationships very, very carefully with our travel partners within the US. So we have a lot of people from the entertainment industry obviously traveling to our lodges. We've had great names, Brad Pitt, you name it, we've had them stay at our properties in Africa. So there's definitely a big demand for it.
Absolutely. So you're expanding beyond Africa to India, like you mentioned, into Latin America, correct? Anything beyond that would be, in the next 5 years, let's say?
Sure. I think for us it's a case of baby steps. as an organization, I think we've always been risk takers. We've always wanted to take this model to the next step. We believe wholeheartedly in what we do, and we believe that it makes business sense, our model. So we certainly want to take it to the far corners of the earth, and what we're looking for are the most beautiful places created by God with an amazing wildlife or natural experience, and we focus incredibly on the interpretive experience of nature. So our guides are really what make and beyond different from anybody else. Our guides and our destinations, really we want to find the most beautiful destinations in the world. So definitely we want to take this to other corners, but it's small steps for us, and Latin America is our logical next step. We've also looked at other places like Madagascar. We've looked at even North America. So there are places where we're looking at that are on the cards, but we've got to do it slowly.